Here's a band that I first thought were American, then I learned were Canadian, and now I learn, or no, we're actually from, oh, very close to me actually, the state of Washington, based in the Seattle area, but signed to a Vancouver label, and so hence the confusion, and particularly when not enough information was available about the band on the internet. I'm talking about late 70s band Bighorn, and the track, this is the track we're about to hear, Penny for Your Dreams.
Wonder as your eyes behold, magic as the day is told.
Magic as the day is told. Already I'm hearing kind of angelic harmonies and such. Immediately bands like Star Castle are coming to mind. Or apparently the follow-up act to this, Avery.
Penny for your dreams. The prophet touched the mountaintop and turned the sky to gold.
The prophet touched the mountaintop and turned the sky to gold. It goes into that D minor modality, which is always is a common go-to key center for that melodramatic effect, used a lot. Like Kansas tended to lean very heavily on D minor.
Hear me, friends, I cannot rest until my story's told. I sing to you of wisdom and what my magic means.
I sing to you of wisdom and fight my magic means. Bit of a spiritual overtones going on.
It's a penny for your dreams. A penny for your dreams. A penny for your dreams. A penny for your dreams.
See, I think each member is hitting a different note in the keys that are in there. Da na 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 na, and it's primarily B flat right there. Da na na. Yeah, and like, you know, hitting one singer is hitting the tonic, another hitting the third, another hitting the fifth.
Call the crowd to gather round to make his message clear. He sang, if your heart desires the truth, it's all that you will hear. For a single piece of copper, life is not quite like it seems.
So, this song must deal with fortune teller.
It's just a penny for your dreams. A penny for your dreams. A penny for your dreams.
No, notice how guitar, if it's really there, is very understated here. I'm hearing like bass, drums, and it's like the strings are handling the riffing, and it's quite, you know, effective. Drives it along, gives it an emphasis.
A penny for your dreams.
Lyrical leads over the rising, swelling feel of it all. I wonder what inspired this song. If it was like from a movie or from a TV show or a comic book or a book, a novel or something.
The prophet told both young and old the meaning of their dream.
The prophet told both young and old the meaning of their dreams. Given that this came out in 1978, you know who that has me thinking about? What major event had its 40th anniversary lately? A relatively young man. Well, he was about my age at the time that he led over 900 of his followers out to the jungles in Guyana. You know who I'm talking about.
He faced the sky, he bid goodbye. The time had come to leave.
The time had come to leave.
Right. Those of you who touch my cloak shall see my distant star. I've shown you all your hopes and fears. I've told you who you are.
I told you who you are. I show you all your hopes and fears. And yes, and Jim Jones, apparently one of the ways he gained followers is that he would supposedly read people's minds or know who they were the moment they met. When actually he was having his insiders do research on new people
Now I sing to you of courage, what my magic means. It's just a penny for your dreams, 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 a penny for your dreams.
Notice how it's basically 4/4. It's like 3 bars of 4 and then a bar of 3, or like a bar of 8 and a bar of 7. What's that higher violin now, adding emphasis. I love these open cadences, that are like filled with toms and everything. Kind of spacey bit right here. Yeah, kind of like a cross between, I hear a bit of ELO in the style, also Styx, and Kansas. I'd say those are the 3 main points of reference to this. Yeah, great band that did only 1 album, unfortunately. A band that knows how to work the dynamics between closed cadences and open cadences, and had some good vocal range in there. Taking the chorus line and exploring its harmonics, the various notes above the tonic and even up. I think one of them may have even been doing an octave. It's some of the harmonizing, particularly in this vein of music, would often instead of like everyone like singing kind of in unison on like the same, like on the tonic the way they did in the 60s, you would have like one singer maybe on the tonic, one on the 3rd, one on the 5th, maybe one on the 7th, one on the octave. In some cases it would seem like they would have a couple of vocalists like up an octave, or maybe doing like octave 3rds or octave 5ths, or maybe even up 2 octaves, like on the 3rd or 5th, while one. It creates a much wider, more like panoramic harmonic range. Let's see, these musicians, Michael Ibsen on bass and vocals, apparently no other credits. Steve Adamek on drums and backing vocals. Oh, this guy did a bit more. Huh. Was on a 1977 album by one Sherry Adams. Huh, I'd never come across that one on Watermelon Records. Huh. Uh, let's see. Grand piano, keyboards, lead vocals, backing vocals by Peter Davis. A 1976 solo single, Mary Ann, Star Rocker. Oh, he was on a Johnny Kuntz record. Lead vocals, backing vocals, guitar, Joe Shikani. On a 1982 album by Cheyenne. Huh, I'm coming across a lot of things for the first time that I'd never, quite a few of these albums I've never heard of before. Let's see. Woodwind, lead vocals, backing vocals, Bob Marcy, no other credits. And so there you have it. Bighorn, a band, the opening track, Penny for Your Dreams, from their eponymous album for Columbia, released in 1978. Their singular release, aside from an earlier 1974 single, I Get High, Take Me Down. I guess played in the Seattle area in the mid-late 70s and then signed to a Vancouver label and kind of got caught up more. People tend to associate this music, I think, a lot with Canada, just as much, if not more, than the United States. And oftentimes the best music of this vein came from north of the border, because the Canadians had that perfect cultural balance between the lavish, like symphonic rock leanings of like UK European acts at the time, and yet also had the more down home hinterland hard rock aspects, and so the melding of different maximalist styles, like hard rock, symphonic rock, came together a bit more coherently up in the Great White North oftentimes than it did here in the United States. And so, Bighorn, A Penny for Your Dreams, a song that may have been about a cult leader. Although, since this came out in 1978, and since the Guyana, the Jonestown mass murder-suicide occurred in November of that year, some of the lyrics may just be kind of coincidentally kind of resembling what went on, or could be because this was probably recorded sometime like in the months earlier. Even and there were a lot of cults going along at the time. It was a big thing. Like if you ever saw that stupid movie from 2000, the 70s, it was this made-for-TV thing about these four young people who get like caught up in all these historical events of the 70s. One of the leads, this young woman, gets caught up in this cult and starts voicing off these ridiculous beliefs, and they kidnap her and try and deprogram her, and she almost doesn't even get unprogrammed until Pathos saves the day. Her father has a breakdown, crying about the loss of his daughter, and suddenly she snaps out of it. It's really corny. Anyway, see the links in the description, and until next time, this is Zaragon, signing off.